This message came through, there was no question who it was meant for. This is a message about desire, about longing, about a mind that cannot quiet itself down, and it has not been casual or passing. It has been building steadily for a while now. I feel like this person has been carrying this feeling, sitting with it, not sure what to do. They have been wanting to say something, wanting to reach out, but holding all of it inside. The title of this reading is Bold and Direct, and I want you to really let it land. Before we move into the cards, just sit with what is being said here for a moment. Someone is dying to make love to you, and they think of you every single day and night. That is not a small thing. That is not a passing feeling. That is something real and burning. I feel like their mind goes to you in the morning when they first open their eyes. And at night, before sleep comes, you are still right there, moving through all of their thoughts. That kind of longing does not just come and go. It lingers. It wraps around a person tightly. It becomes something they carry, something that shows up in the quiet that refuses to let them rest. The cards are going to take us into all of this and show us how deep it goes. So let's see what is coming through here, because the energy in this reading is alive and magnetic. Here is the Seven of Cups right at the top, and I feel like this card fits perfectly. The Seven of Cups speaks to fantasy, to mental preoccupation, to a mind circling one vision constantly. And that vision is you. This person cannot stop returning to thoughts of you throughout their day. I feel like they have built a whole world around you, full of longing and wanting, full of imagining, full of possibility, full of feelings they have not quite found the words for yet. Now, this does not mean they have acted on it or said any of this out loud yet. It means the desire is alive, vivid, consuming, and it has been quietly growing for a while now. Here's the Ace of Wands, pulling in behind the Seven, and wow, this card is genuinely electric. The Ace of Wands is pure fire, pure passion, desire at its most honest and most primal form. I feel like this person feels a spark with you, one they have honestly not felt in ages. It wakes something up inside them, something dormant, something they thought they had lost long ago. And so yeah, that is why this title is true, because this is not surface attraction. This is a pull that has settled deep into them, and it lives there every single day. I feel like there's a current running between you two, invisible but completely undeniable and real. They feel it when you are near, and honestly, they feel it even when you are not around. Here is the Two of Cups stepping in now, and this card speaks to deep and genuine mutual connection. I feel like on some level, even if unspoken, there is something between you both, you each sense. The Two of Cups says this is not one-sided. This energy lives in the space between you both. And this person has been standing inside that energy, returning to it, sitting with it again and again. I feel like they think about how you make them feel, and it always pulls them back in. It is not something they planned, not something they forced. It just happened, and it quietly stayed. Here is the Knight of Wands coming in now, and this card is all about bold desire and pursuit. The Knight of Wands is passionate and direct. This is not timid. This is someone ready to act. I feel like underneath all of this longing, there is something inside them beginning to stir and move, ready to say something, ready to close the distance, ready to bring this feeling into the open. Now, they feel it in small moments, in the way certain songs remind them of you, certain feelings. I feel like you have become a reference point for them, something they measure other moments against. And that in itself tells you how deeply this feeling has taken root inside this person. Here is the Three of Wands stepping in now, and this card is all about anticipation and waiting. I feel like this person has been at a threshold, holding this feeling, waiting for the right moment. They have been patient with it, sitting with it, but something is shifting inside them now. The Three of Wands says the energy is ready to move, the timing is building, things are shifting. And I feel like the more time that passes, the stronger this pull becomes, not weaker, not quieter. The foundation of this reading is absolutely charged. We are seeing real desire, real longing, real fire. The cards have so much more to show, and we are truly just getting started here. Let's continue and see what is on your side. Now let's get into it. This part is specifically about you, what you are carrying and what you are feeling right now, because this is not just about this person's desire. There is so much happening on your side too. I feel like you have been thinking about this person more than you have let yourself admit. There is something between you that you have not fully allowed yourself to sit with yet. The cards are going to bring all of that forward. So let's see what is here for you. Here is the Four of Cups coming in on your side, and it speaks clearly about where you are. The Four of Cups speaks to withdrawal, to pulling inward, to someone who has been guarding themselves carefully. I feel like you have been sitting back lately, being selective, not opening up too quickly or freely. Not because there is nothing to feel, but because you have been protecting your heart very carefully. I feel like part of you senses this person's energy, but something keeps pulling you back, telling yourself maybe you are reading into it, maybe you are imagining something that is not really there. The Four of Cups says that guardedness, that careful holding back, has been shaping how you show up. Here is the Empress stepping onto your side, and this card is such a warm and beautiful energy. The Empress speaks to deep feeling, to sensuality, to someone with a rich and full emotional inner world. I feel like underneath all of your guardedness, there is a side of you that genuinely wants connection. A side that is drawn to what this person stirs in you, whether you show it or not. The Empress says you feel things deeply, even when that depth does not show on the outside. I feel like when you are around this person, something in you softens, even if just a little. There is a warmth that moves through you, a comfort, a familiarity you have been quietly managing. Here is the High Priestess pulling in next, and this card speaks to what you already know inside. On some level, you already sense what this person feels for you. You have picked it up intuitively. You have noticed their energy, the way they look at you, the way they show up around you. The High Priestess says, trust what you feel because your intuition is not imagining things here at all. I feel like you have caught certain moments, small looks, small signals, and quietly filed them all away. You have been collecting these moments, adding them up, but not yet letting yourself reach a full conclusion. Something keeps you from landing there, some caution, some voice that says not to be too sure yet. I feel like you have been in that in-between space, aware, but not ready to fully claim it. Here is the Two of Pentacles coming in now, and this card speaks to going back and forth emotionally. I feel like you have been weighing this, feeling it, then pulling back, opening, and then closing. One moment you are warm to it, letting yourself feel it, and then something shuts it right down. Maybe it is fear, maybe past hurt, maybe not wanting to get your hopes up for nothing. The Two of Pentacles says you have been managing these feelings, trying to keep them in careful balance. I feel like the weight of what you feel is making that balance harder and harder to hold. Here is the Star stepping in on your side, and this card brings such a hopeful and gentle energy. The Star speaks to hope, to quiet faith, to a part of you still believing good is possible. I feel like deep down beneath the caution, a part of you is quietly hoping this is real. A part of you rooting for this connection, hoping what you sense between you is actually true. The Star says that hope is not foolish, not naive. It is aligned with what is truly here. I feel like there is a tenderness in you around this person, a softness not many people see. I feel like this person sees that in you, even if you have not given them full access. And that tenderness, that quiet openness, is actually one of the most honest things about you right now, and the cards want you to know that softness is not a weakness, it is actually your strength. Here is the Six of Cups stepping in as well, and this card speaks to something familiar, something remembered. I feel like this person awakens something nostalgic in you, a feeling of ease of just being known. That is not something you come across easily, and I feel like you sense that difference already. The Six of Cups says part of your heart already recognizes this person quietly and quite deeply. Your emotional truth in this reading is that you are more affected by this person than you show, more drawn in, more aware, more moved by this than you have allowed yourself to fully admit. And that is completely okay because your feelings here are valid and they are definitely not one-sided. Now let's move forward and see what is coming through. Okay, let's see what the cards are saying. Now we are going into their side, into their motives, their fears, and what drives all of this. Because desire this strong does not just exist in a vacuum. There is always something underneath it. The cards are going to show us what is really moving inside this person behind all that longing. Here's the moon coming in on their side, and wow, this card is so telling right away. The moon speaks to hidden emotion, to things beneath the surface, to depth that is not spoken. I feel like this person does not wear this feeling openly. They carry it inward quietly and privately. They have not broadcast this. They have not let it show easily. This is something deeply internal. The moon says this is not a small feeling. It is actually very, very large inside them. Large enough that they are almost afraid of it. Large enough that showing it feels genuinely vulnerable. I feel like part of this person honestly is not sure what to do with all of this. It caught them off guard, this feeling. It arrived at a depth they were not prepared for. Here is the Five of Cups stepping in now, and this card speaks to something in their past. The Five of Cups carries grief. It carries loss. It carries the marks of something that hurt. I feel like this person has been through something emotionally, something that left them more guarded. A past situation that did not go as hoped, a connection that left a quiet kind of wound. Because of that, there is a part of them that is afraid of wanting this too much. Afraid of reaching for something real and being disappointed again. Afraid to be that open and that exposed. They have held this back, not because they do not feel it, but because they feel it deeply. I feel like their desire for you and their fear of being hurt are running parallel inside them. Here is the Lovers, pulling in beautifully, and this card says so much about their inner state. The Lover speaks to a genuine and meaningful connection to someone who recognizes something real in you. I feel like this person does not take this lightly. This is not casual. This is not passing. They sense something with you that feels different, that feels worth pursuing, that feels like it actually matters. That is part of why it feels so urgent inside them, so consuming, so impossible to let go. The Lover says they are weighing this deeply, feeling the weight of what it could genuinely be. Here is the Eight of Swords on their side, speaking to being completely trapped in one's own mind. I feel like this person has been overthinking this, looping around the same questions, the same doubts. What if it does not go well? What if they misread things? What if it changes everything? They sit in that loop, wanting to move, wanting to speak, but holding themselves back with their thoughts. The Eight of Swords says they have been their own obstacle here more than anything outside of them. I feel like the biggest thing between them and telling you what they feel is their own fear. Their own internal voice keeps questioning the timing, whether they will say the right thing. Here is the Wheel of Fortune stepping in next. And this card speaks to timing, to things shifting. Now, I feel like something has shifted or is about to, something moving them out of that stuck place. The Wheel of Fortune says the energy is turning, circumstances are lining up, the timing is becoming right. I feel like this person can feel that shift too. Something inside them is getting ready to move, getting ready to stop overthinking and start doing, getting ready to close the distance they have been maintaining. Here is the Nine of Cups pulling in now, and this is one of the most personal wish cards. The Nine of Cups speaks to deep personal desire, to a heart that knows exactly what it wants. I feel like what this person genuinely wishes for, genuinely hopes for, is a real connection with you. Not just physical, though. That desire is fully present, but emotional, intimate. Something that goes deep. The Nine of Cups says that wish is strong, very specific. It is you they want, not anyone. Here is the Page of Cups coming in softly, and this card is all about quiet emotional reach. I feel like this person has gone over what they want to say in their head. Many times they have rehearsed it, they have imagined how it might go, they have felt the reach of it. The Page of Cups says that message, that feeling is ready, it just has not been delivered yet. I feel like there is such tenderness in how this person thinks of you, something quiet and unshown. And the cards say that underneath all the fear, underneath all the thinking, the feeling is very real. Their motives are real, their fears are real, and their desire underneath all of it is completely genuine. Let's keep going and see what is here for you. Now let's see what is coming through. This part is about what this person is about to do, how they move, and what changes. All of that internal buildup, all of that longing and fear and wanting has to go somewhere. And the cards are showing me that a shift is coming. Something is getting ready to actually happen. Here is the Six of Wands, stepping in first. And this card is about confidence, about stepping forward boldly. I feel like something has clicked inside this person recently. A decision has been made, even if quietly. They have been in that place of overthinking for a while, and something has pushed them through. The Six of Wands says they are moving out of that hesitation into a space of actually doing. I feel like the fear is still there, but the desire has become stronger than the fear now. When the desire wins out over the fear, that is when action starts to become real and possible. Here is the Knight of Cups coming in behind it. And this card is so romantic, so emotionally driven. The Knight of Cups moves with feeling. This is someone coming forward with an open heart and emotion. I feel like this person is about to reach out in a way that is soft, intentional, meaningful. Not a grand gesture necessarily, but something that lets you know they have been thinking about you deeply. Something that opens a door, something that says, I see you, I want you. I have been here. The Knight of Cups says the way they approach this is going to be warm, real, emotionally honest. Here is the Ace of Cups pulling in beautifully, and this card speaks to a new emotional beginning. The Ace of Cups is the card of new emotional depth, of a heart offering itself, beginning fresh. I feel like what is about to happen between you carries the energy of a genuine new chapter. This is not just a moment, this is a turning point, the beginning of something real and significant. I feel like the reach that comes from their side is going to open something real between you, something that has been quietly building, waiting to be named, waiting to finally be acknowledged between you. Here is the Three of Cups stepping in now, and this card speaks to coming together. To real connection, the Three of Cups is a joyful card. It is about two people meeting in warmth and recognition. I feel like when this person finally reaches out, there is going to be a lightness with it, a feeling of relief, a feeling of finally, a feeling that what has been held is being released. I feel like your response to their reach is going to feel natural, easy, like it was meant. Here's the Five of Wands coming in now, and this card brings nuance, some complexity into the picture. The Five of Wands speaks to friction, to push and pull, to two energies not always perfectly aligned. I feel like the path forward is not completely without tension, without a little back and forth. There may be moments where one of you pulls back slightly, where the timing feels a little uncertain. That is okay. That is normal for connections that carry this kind of depth and emotional weight. I feel like the tension is not incompatibility, it is a sign of how deeply both people care. Here is the Queen of Wands stepping in beautifully, and this card speaks to magnetic presence and bold energy. I feel like something about you specifically is what drew this person in, your energy, your warmth. There is something about the way you carry yourself, the way you show up, that has captured them. The Queen of Wands says that pull is not going anywhere. If anything, it is growing stronger. Now, I feel like you are the person they keep coming back to in their mind no matter what. Here is the Ten of Pentacles coming in now. And wow, this card carries so much long-term energy. The Ten of Pentacles speaks to something lasting, something built over time, something that does not fade. I feel like what is beginning here has the potential to grow into something meaningful, genuinely lasting. This is not a fleeting connection. This is something with real roots, real substance, real depth. The fact that this card is here right now in this reading says so much about what follows. I feel like what happens between you from this point forward has the energy of something that matters. Here is the Judgment card stepping in now, and this card speaks to awakening, to real clarity arriving. I feel like this person has had a real moment of clarity about you, about what they want. Judgment says once that kind of clarity lands, it does not go away. It pushes you to act. And I feel like what is being built here quietly and steadily is something worth paying attention to. The changes coming are real, the movement is real, and the direction everything is heading feels right. Now let's go deeper and see what is underneath this. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. This part goes into the hidden confessions, the physical desire, and what has never been said, because there is a whole layer to this feeling, one that has not made it to the surface, and the cards want to bring that forward. Now let's see what is truly underneath all of this. Here's the devil pulling in on their side, and this card is not a negative sign here. In a reading about desire, the devil speaks to obsession, to a pull that runs very, very deep. I feel like this person is physically drawn to you in a way that is difficult to manage. It is not just emotional. There is a very real and present physical dimension to what they feel. The way you look, the way you move, the way you carry yourself draws them in completely. I feel like they think about being close to you, what that would feel like. So very often, this is not something they have spoken, not something they have shown. It lives quietly inside them. And the devil says that physical desire is always connected to something much deeper emotionally for them. I feel like this person does not just want a moment with you, they want the whole thing. They want closeness, they want intimacy, they want to feel you in a way that is deeply real. And that depth of want is exactly what makes this so hard for them to keep holding inside. Here is the Hermit pulling in behind that, and this card speaks to solitude and quiet private longing. The Hermit says this person has been sitting alone with these feelings, not sharing them with anyone. I feel like they have been carrying a private version of you just for themselves inside. A version of you they return to in quiet moments when there is nothing else to distract them. I feel like at night especially their thoughts go to a specific place, and that place is you. And the Hermit says that solitude has deepened the feeling, it has grown rather than faded in them. Here is the Ace of Swords, cutting in sharply, and this card speaks to clarity, to undeniable truth. The Ace of Swords is about truth that cannot be reasoned away, that cut right through the noise. I feel like deep down, this person knows what they want from you, and it is not vague. They want you fully, genuinely, in a way that is both physical and emotional and deeply real. No amount of overthinking has changed that. No amount of telling themselves to stop has worked. Here is the Five of Cups reversed, and this card speaks to releasing, to finally letting old grief go. I feel like this person is stepping out of the fear their past placed around their heart slowly. They are beginning to believe that this time could be different, that the risk might be worth it. The Five of Cups reversed says the walls are coming down slowly and quietly, genuinely coming down. Here is the Eight of Cups reversed, and this card speaks to choosing to stay. Turning back towards something. I feel like there was a moment where this person considered walking away, telling themselves to move on. They could not do it. They could not make themselves stop caring, stop coming back to you. The Eight of Cups reversed says they chose to stay, to remain in the feeling, not to leave. I feel like that moment of not being able to walk away changed something inside them permanently. It confirmed to them that this is not just attraction, something they cannot simply choose to stop feeling. Here's the Ten of Wands reversed, and this card speaks to putting down a heavy burden at last. I feel like this person has been carrying unexpressed feeling for a long time, and they are tired. Tired of holding it in, tired of managing it alone, tired of not saying what they want. The Ten of Wands reversed says they are getting ready to set that weight down. Stop carrying it. Here is the Star reversed, coming in gently, and this card speaks to a flicker of lost faith. I feel like this person has had moments of doubting whether expressing this feeling is worth the risk. Moments where they wonder if you feel any of this, if their desire is matched on your side. The star reversed says that doubt is fading now. It is giving way to something genuinely more hopeful. What they have never said, what they have held inside, is that you matter deeply to them. That what they feel is not something they planned, not something preventable. It just happened and took root. That they think about you more than anyone else in their life, more than they are comfortable admitting. I feel like the confession inside this person is tender. It is so real. It is not small. It is at its core a declaration, something that says you are the one they return to, and that the desire they feel, both physical and emotional, is the most honest thing they are carrying. Now let's move into the next layer. Now let's go ahead and dive in. This final part is about the near future, the advice the cards have, and how this closes. Everything we have seen in this reading is building towards something, and the cards want to show this. Here is the sun coming in beautifully to open this final section. And wow, this card is so affirming. The sun speaks to clarity, to joy, to warmth, to a situation that is moving toward the light. I feel like the energy between you and this person is heading somewhere bright, somewhere genuinely good. The sun says the clouds are parting, the confusion and hesitation are beginning to lift. Things are clarifying. Here's the world stepping in alongside the sun. And this card in this position is breathtaking. The world speaks to completion, to something coming full circle, to a cycle arriving at its natural destination. I feel like what has been building between you quietly and privately is about to reach its arrival. A moment where what has been held in is finally held out, where what was unsaid gets to be said. The world says this connection is ready to complete itself, to move into a new and fuller expression. Here is the Two of Cups pulling in again, and notice how this card keeps returning in this reading. The Two of Cups is mutual recognition of two people finally standing in the same truth together. I feel like that is exactly what is coming, a moment where you are both at last aligned, where what this person has been feeling privately becomes something that exists between you openly and honestly. And I feel like when that moment comes, it is going to feel natural completely, right? Just as meant. Here is the Four of Wands, stepping in beautifully. And this card is all about celebration and solid ground. The Four of Wands speaks to a joyful milestone, to something being established, to a foundation being set. I feel like what is coming between you has the energy of something that genuinely gets celebrated. Not just a fleeting feeling, but a connection that is building something real and genuinely good beneath it. The advice is simply this: trust what you feel and trust what you sense from this person deeply. Do not talk yourself out of what your intuition has told you. It has not led you astray. I feel like the cards are saying it is safe. It is okay to open, to receive this fully. The hesitation on both sides has served its purpose. It has protected you both while the feeling deepened. And now the cards say that protection is no longer needed. The walls can come down. The door can open. Here is the Lovers, stepping in one final time, and this card as the closing energy says everything. The Lovers, as the closing card says, this is a genuine connection, one that is worth pursuing fully. I feel like the cards want you to know what is between you is genuinely not something small. It is not just energy, not just attraction. It is something with substance and real emotional weight. The spiritual message here is that you did not end up in each other's orbits by accident, truly. There is a reason this person thinks of you the way they do. A reason you sense what you sense. I feel like the universe has been quietly aligning things between you, setting the table for what comes. What is coming based on everything the cards have shown today is something genuine, something warm, something real. Here is the Nine of Wands stepping in gently, and this card speaks to resilience, to standing strong. I feel like you have been through something emotionally, and you have kept going, and that matters deeply. The Nine of Wands says you have not given up on connection, on love, on what your heart is wanting. And that persistence, that quiet courage, is part of why this energy is coming towards you right now. Here is the Page of Wands, coming in with forward, curious energy. And this card speaks to new beginnings. I feel like a new chapter is opening for you, one that carries excitement, warmth, and real possibility. The Page of Wands says, step into this with curiosity, not fear, with openness, with your whole heart. And I feel like everything coming in this near future energy is genuinely pointing in a hopeful direction. Here is the Ten of Cups arriving as the closing card. And wow, this card fills all the space with warmth. The Ten of Cups is emotional fulfillment, a heart that has finally found what it has been looking for. I feel like this is the card saved for last. It is the message the cards most want you to hear. Trust yourself in this. Trust what you feel and know that what is meant for you is truly here. I feel like this reading has been a powerful, beautiful confirmation of what you may already know. So yeah, take this with you, carry it gently, and know that you are deeply, deeply seen, worthy, and loved. Everything we have seen in this reading is building towards something, and the cards want to show this. Here is the Sun coming in beautifully to open this final section. And wow, this card is so affirming. The Sun speaks to clarity, to joy, to warmth, to a situation that is moving toward the light. I feel like the energy between you and this person is heading somewhere bright, somewhere genuinely good. The Sun says the clouds are parting, the confusion and hesitation are beginning to lift. Things are clarifying. Here's the world stepping in alongside the Sun. And this card in this position is breathtaking. The world speaks to completion, to something coming full circle, to a cycle arriving at its natural destination. I feel like what has been building between you quietly and privately is about to reach its arrival. A moment where what has been held in is finally held out, where what was unsaid gets to be said. The world says this connection is ready to complete itself, to move into a new and fuller expression. Here is the Two of Cups pulling in again, and notice how this card keeps returning in this reading. The Two of Cups is mutual recognition of two people finally standing in the same truth together. I feel like that is exactly what is coming, a moment where you are both at last aligned, where what this person has been feeling privately becomes something that exists between you, openly and honestly. And I feel like when that moment comes, it is going to feel natural completely, right? Just as meant. Here is the Four of Wands, stepping in beautifully. And this card is all about celebration and solid ground. The Four of Wands speaks to a joyful milestone, to something being established, to a foundation being set. I feel like what is coming between you has the energy of something that genuinely gets celebrated. Not just a fleeting feeling, but a connection that is building something real and genuinely good beneath it. The advice is simply this: trust what you feel and trust what you sense from this person deeply. Do not talk yourself out of what your intuition has told you. It has not led you astray. I feel like the cards are saying it is safe. It is okay to open, to receive this fully. The hesitation on both sides has served its purpose. It has protected you both while the feeling deepened. And now the cards say that protection is no longer needed. The walls can come down. The door can open. Here is the Lovers, stepping in one final time, and this card as the closing energy says everything. The Lovers as the closing card says this is a genuine connection, one that is worth pursuing fully. I feel like the cards want you to know what is between you is genuinely not something small. It is not just energy, not just attraction. It is something with substance and real emotional weight. The spiritual message here is that you did not end up in each other's orbits by accident, truly. There is a reason this person thinks of you the way they do, a reason you sense what you sense. I feel like the universe has been quietly aligning things between you, setting the table for what comes. What is coming based on everything the cards have shown today is something genuine, something warm, something real. Here is the Nine of Wands stepping in gently, and this card speaks to resilience, to standing strong. I feel like you have been through something emotionally, and you have kept going, and that matters deeply. The Nine of Wands says you have not given up on connection, on love, on what your heart is wanting.